Protect your business from the fastest growing crime of the 21st century. Find out here. You're watching Technology Review. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Technology Review for March 31st, 2017. I'm your host, Matt Jackson Jr. Technology Review is a show to help you understand some of the dynamics of technology that can protect you and your family from the fastest growing crime of the 21st century, and that's cybercrime, folks. That's identity theft and fraud. Every 2 seconds, someone has their identity stolen by a cyber thief. Did you know that over 16 million and growing new victims of identity theft are reported to law enforcement every year? According to the Justice Department, identity theft is the fastest growing crime of the 21st century and affects everybody. If you're on social media, if you're online on the internet, you are vulnerable. Individuals and businesses worldwide are in the media and the news daily talking about some cyber hack that's going on. Information is being stolen online. There's been new laws and regulations now giving our data to ISPs where they can monitor you and watch you on the internet. So your information is vulnerable and can be exposed. But there's some things you can do. And that's what we have the show for you here on WCOBM.TV called Technology Review. Hi, I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. My background is in cybersecurity, law, and compliance. My programs and services help businesses like yours and your family mitigate the damages of identity theft and fraud. So you're definitely in the right place. I would like to thank everyone who's helped make this show possible, supporting us here on WCOBM.TV. If you'd like to also support us, you can do that, and we'll tell you about that in just a second here. But I'd like to give a shout out to our supporters around the world to help make this show possible. We are really, really glad to have additional viewers and listeners watching our show. I'd like to thank Kim. There's Amy, Susan, Ray. Hey, Ray, how's it going? I like your email you sent me. We have Ellen and the Titan family. Thank you for your donations and help support our show. And you can also support us on Patreon as well. Support Technology Review. We're on the Patreon, Technology Review on the patreon.com as well. Or you can go to my website at macjacksonjr.com and make a donation to help support our show here on WCOBM.TV. We're here every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're all over the world. We have emails from London, New Zealand, I see we're getting some, Australia, and over in Asia as well. And of course, all 50 states here of the United States. If you have a business as well, you'd like to reach our viewers, your product and services can be demonstrated in our show, becoming a sponsor. You can do that as well by calling our office at 702-868-0808 and be a sponsor of Technology Review. Some of our awesome sponsors include CenturyLink, Nevada Bankers Association, InSync Virtual Desktop Solutions. They're in Washington State. Great company up there. We have Turing Consulting Group. There's Viking Technology Partners, MJ Computer Concepts. There's New Horizons Learning Center here in Las Vegas. And I also like to give a shout out to a construction company here, a new client of mine. I'd like to give them a shout out. It's called Billmar Companies for your construction needs and landscaping. So if you're a business or apartment complex and you have some landscaping needs or construction needs, definitely contact Billmar Companies and tell them Mac recommended you. If you'd also like to be a sponsor of our show, you can do that as well by sending me an email at sponsors@macjacksonjr.com. I also wanted to give a quick shout out of my new upcoming book that we are releasing here on how to protect your family from identity theft and fraud. We have a pre-orders release, so you can find out more about that by going to my website at macjacksonjr.com and clicking on store and finding more information about my new upcoming book. It's packed chock full of information, case studies, what to do about cyber attacks, how can you tell if your information is possibly stolen from identity thief, and what to do if you get those little emails sent to you or information in the mail. You may get letters in the mail offering credit cards and stuff that could be a part of your identity, folks being compromised or could possibly been sold by a ISP selling your information without your permission. We need to opt out of these things. We'll talk about that as well on our show. In today's episode, we're talking about understanding cybercrime's identity theft, what you can do, why it's the fastest growing crime of the 21st century. We'll talk about tips and techniques In our second segment, the Business Spotlight, we tell you what businesses should do and why they are the number one source of data that can be stolen, where cyber hackers are looking for, and what you should do as a business owner to be in compliant. New tech gadgets, software applications and apps you should have on your smart devices to protect your information from cyber thieves. And in our green energy technology segment, we talk about green energy. What is green energy, folks? Anything electronic, such as electric battery, such as electric bikes, electric cars. My favorite electric car I talk a lot about in the show is the Tesla motors. Yes, absolutely, folks. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about IoT. If you don't know what IoT is, you definitely need to stay tuned and listen to the show, because, folks, IoT is the future. It's the future revolution. Just like over 100 years ago, people were talking about the Industrial Revolution and cars replacing the horse and carriage. IoT is the new technology, folks. So very good. We will start out with what is cyber crimes and identity theft. Again, identity theft is when someone wrongfully acquires and obtains another person's personal identifiable information without their knowledge and uses that information for usually financial gain, but it could be for a lot of different purposes. It could be to commit insurance fraud, commit elderly fraud, to get utilities in their name, to get back at the individual, all kinds of fraudulent activities that can be done by acquiring another person's personal identifiable information. And I mentioned personal identifiable information. What does that mean? In the media, we hear a lot about the Social Security number and credit cards. Well, folks, it could be any information, any number that can uniquely identify an individual, a child, elderly person, a living being, any unique information. And now, in the 21st century, we should add to that list facial recognition. That's right, folks. Facial recognition is now part of the personal identifiable products or IDs that can identify you as a unique individual. It's very important to be aware of this. Where do you get your facial recognition scanned, if you would? We do it every 4 to 8 years, right? When you get your driver's license renewed. That's right, folks. Your DMV, your facial recognition is now part of your ID, like your Social Security number is, like your fingerprints are. This information, if it gets in the hand of the bad guys, they will take it and use it for financial gain on their side to make a copy, if you would, of your profile, and then turn around and sell it to other people to commit financial gain or some sort of fraudulent, illicit activity. But you can't protect yourself. Some of the things you can do, folks, are as follows. Always run a credit report of yourself every 4 months from the 3 credit reporting agencies. It's free. Check your credit score. If you see something suspicious on your credit report, report it immediately and then get it removed. Always keep your passwords, folks. Right now we're in a electronic internet environment where everything's online. We're in the cloud. Make sure your passwords, your user IDs are all protected. I know I stress that a lot, but the weakest link is a weak password. So we'll talk about that in our third segment, software programs you can have on your devices to give you the extra line of protection. Those are some of the things you can do. There's a lot more and more detail that we can offer you, excuse me, and provide for you. But I'll say to you now, the best thing I recommend you do is go to my website, macjacksonjr.com. Take a look at some of the programs and services we have available there, ways that you can protect your data, especially your friends and your family, from identity theft and fraud. It's very simple. It's very easy. You just go to my website at macjacksonjr.com. Or go to Facebook at facebook.com/Technology Review TV. Give us a thumbs up. We like that. Or send me something on Twitter at twitter.com/MacJacksonJr. Find out more information on identity theft and fraud, how to protect your family, your friends from the fastest growing crime, folks, of the 21st century. We have a lot more to cover here. There's lots of things going on in the news. We have news from Yahoo, from Verizon, WikiLeaks, the U.S. government. Oh, it's a big cluster, yes, that's right, folks, of information that can affect you and your family. And it's information that you need to stay woke. So remember the hashtag stay woke, keep woke. Absolutely, we definitely need to keep woke, folks, and be aware of what's going on around us. We'll be back with more information here on Technology Review after these important messages. Thank you again.